Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Going for a face shave today. I am not working today, I'm not working tomorrow. Well, I'm working in my business but not in the Transit Authority. So I'm just going to continue my shaves. I'm enjoying my daily shaves at the moment. My skin's cleared up really well. I did take some advice from someone and I can't remember who it was. Thank you very much for the advice. I know you've given me it twice now, but I have started taking lysine or something. Lysine. I don't know. It's pretty much a medicinal sort of thing that you take for cold sores. This cold sore was getting quite itchy, quite bad 2 days ago. I took 2 tablets on that day. The itch and everything went away. I took 2 tablets the next day. The actual little blister went away, and today I took another 2, and right now it's pretty much starting to heal completely. And I've just got a little bit of a sort of dry bit of skin now, so I'm really amazed by it, and I wish I'd taken the advice a while back. So I know it's someone that's been watching the channel for a while that gave me that advice, so I apologise, I can't remember your name, and I know you've told me twice, but you'll know who you are, and no doubt you can flick a comment down below if it was you, because thanks very much for the advice. Works wonders. So, carrying on my Barrister and Mann sort of showcase, I suppose. ADAGIO. Now, the label on this is brilliant. It looks like an old school sort of record, an actual vinyl record. Now, the scent on this one is still, it's a bit mad for me. I still can't get my head around it. I really like the scent, but I don't know what it is. For me, I get a sort of chocolatey note from it, like a white chocolate with a little bit of spice. It's a slight earthy undertone, and it's definitely got a sort of green scent, like a walking through a forest sort of green scent. It's slightly sweet, and I'm not sure about anything else that's in there. Now this one doesn't have any labels on the side. I couldn't actually honestly tell you what the scent profile is on this. I've got no idea. All I know is I really like it. It's one of those scents that you smell and you go, oh, I like that, but I don't know what it is. But I do like it. The brush for today is going to be the Brushguy brush from Mann. Now I've just found out through Instagram that Matt Martin's wife, Jennifer Martin, actually makes the soap for Strike Gold Shave. Now, is that ringing me as well? No, it's just ringing the wife. So, like I say, I'm going to get stuck into this and see how it goes. So, Matt Martin no longer makes brushes, so Brushguy brushes, if you can get hold of one, grab one. The shape, I have to be honest, and I say it in every video, never appealed to me whatsoever. I didn't think it was a pretty looking brush to look at. However, when you get it in your hand and you look at the actual cast on it, it's just simply stunning. It is absolutely stunning, this cast. Now, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think he gave Rob Moffat over at That Dark Rob quite a lot of help in the beginning when he started his business in terms of making casts and resins. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's so well turned, it's flawless. The knot is a 24mm Boss knot, which is very similar to the Game Changer knot. For me, the different sort of shape knots, but it could be the fact that this one's a much higher loft. I prefer it with a higher loft. So here we go, straight into the soap. I normally bowl lather this brush. It's a very nice bowl lathering brush. I do like to bowl lather with it, but I'm going to go for a face lather today. I've got no prep whatsoever. I had my shave this morning. It's now late afternoon, around about 4 PM. And another update, I have just sold my supply razor. Be back in 2 seconds. Alright, I'm back. I just had to pop out and sort out my daughter's dinner, or a tea. She's on her way home from dancing, so it's been about 5 minutes or so. So all I'm doing is just loading the brush quite heavy. I think that'll do me. You won't get much more in there, I don't think. Very heavy load. There's no real soap left in the bowl, in the tub, that I can actually put on my face. Now, the weather over here at the moment is shithouse. It's crap. It's been cold and windy and wet for the last sort of 3 weeks, 4 weeks now, which we need over here, and I thought I do enjoy the cooler weather. It's much better to walk around in a full uniform in cool weather, I must say. but it does wear you down a little bit, so I don't miss Scotland for that, I tell you. So here we go, let's paint this on using the Brushguy brush by Matt Martin, who is a now retired Navy veteran, I believe, in the United States Navy, and really nice guy. And it was a bit of a shame that he jumped out of the business, and I think they were getting a bit of hassle or a bit of grief off people at some point. I'm not saying that's why he left doing it. He had obviously just had enough. It would be lovely to see him come back again, make his brushes again. I think he inspired a lot of artisan brush makers with his beautiful cast resins. Right, painted on, let's do the tips. Okay, so the boss knot that's in this is a pretty old knot now, really. It's probably best part of 2 years old, maybe. This type of knot anyway was made about 2.5 years ago, just before I started wet shaving. Traditional wet shaving, that is, this type of wet shaving. That was pretty much when this knot hit the stores or became available. Since then, there's been the tuxedo knot, the cashmere knot, the quarter moon knot, the black wolf knot, the angel hair knot, you name it. There's so many knots have come out since. And to be honest, this one does lag behind just a little bit now, but this one offers you a lot of sort of natural hair feel. It's still got that sort of scrubby feel that you get from a natural hair brush. Right, so here we go. So it's a beautiful scrub on this brush. It's still got very soft tips, but I'll tell you what the star of the show is in this brush, and a reason why in so many ways it's better than pretty much every brush. In fact, it's probably better than most brushes in my den for one sole reason. It's the ergonomics. That sits in your hand perfect. You can hold it sort of like that, sort of claw. That's how I hold mine, and it just feels so comfortable. I never feel like I'm losing control of the brush or the knot. Now, the other thing with this soap is, it's got a wonderful little kick of menthol. Not a lot, but I feel it already. It's enough that you know it's there. The second and third pass, the menthol really comes out. There's a lot more water. Now the base in this soap is the Glissant base, and for me this is my favourite Barrister Mann base. I prefer this over the Reserve base. I think it's got better properties, I think it's got better slickness, and I think it lathers better. It lathers easier, a lot easier. It still takes a lot of water, but it's got a different consistency as it's got, like, absorbing the water. It doesn't go gloopy, and as you can see, that is absolutely delicious. The scent, look at that. The scent strength on Barrister Mann, as always, especially with this one and all the other Barrister Manns, is absolutely spot on. They all sit around about a 5 or above. There's nothing below a 5 for me in terms of scent strength. They're all very complex. They all work beautifully, the scents that are in them. Even to go as far to say Fougere Gothique, such an intense, complex scent, but it's blended so well. Now this one for me, I get a smell of it pretty much constantly. It's different scents I smell. I don't smell the same thing over and over again. Just every now and then I'll get a different sort of waft of something else. It's really nice soap. So here we go, the Karve razor. Wow, surprise, surprise. A feather blade on the second use. And I was saying earlier, I have sold my supply razor and I've sold my Wunderbar. Thankfully I've sold it to two people that I've known for quite a long time in the shaving community, and I know they'll look after the razors. They've been well looked after by me as well, and I'm glad that they're going to a good home, that they'll actually get used and they'll get some real good use. One of them, the gentleman that bought the supply razor, was Sean Wistow, and really nice guy, and I think he's just sold his supply razor V1 to buy this one. I've sold it at a very good price, including shipping to UK, and obviously I look after things like being a gift and price of it as well, and same with the other one as well, for a very good price as well, sent to America. So here we go, second use, fed it. I apologise if the TV is just a little bit loud again. Look at that lather, that's what's just put in the water. Stunning. So zero prep shave. I've literally made the wife a coffee, walked through, took my shave of the day pick and walked straight in here, filled the sink up and boom. This is smooth, super smooth. There's no tugging, nothing at all. Now I find when I'm doing my neck, if I really point my chin, pull it really up high, it tightens all my skin down here nice. It doesn't over tighten it, doesn't over stretch it, but it just makes it tight enough that the blade just glides over my skin. It's taken me a long time to figure that out, how I do that now, in terms of actually not getting any real weepers or anything down there anymore. I still get them, the feather blade probably more so than most blades, because it is so sharp. See, that's what I expect from Barrister Mann every time, and I get it with a synthetic. I don't always get it with a natural hairbrush. For some reason or other, I can't put my finger on it. I don't always get the same slickness from a natural hairbrush. Here we go, look at this. Stunning. Dip the tips, just lightly. This will explode again because I know the brush has still got loads of soap floating through there in the base. And then I've got all this soap on my chin now as well. And then what I do, once I've done that, you can see there's a little scoop, little hole in the middle of the brush now. All I do is I scoop some of this lather into that hole, like that, so that hole's full now, and then I just apply that, move it around, scoop it, so it's got some more in there, swirl that about, and then I just put the whole thing over the top of my chin. It just makes it a little bit more even when you're distributing it over your face, so you're not making a mess. Now trust me, you do not need this amount of lather for a second pass. But shit, it's good fun making it, I tell you. That's some thick ass lather. Now, I love mentholated soaps, love them. I would have to say that this soap and First Snow from Barrister Mann, for me, if you just want that perfect menthol hit, look at that, that's after a second lather. If you want that perfect menthol hit where you feel the menthol but it doesn't chill your face off, when it's not a 45-degree day outside, you just want a bit of menthol and you love the menthol feel. The amount of menthol he puts in his soaps is perfect. It's pretty much the same as you get with APR Cooler Bar, that perfect hit of menthol. Right, here we go, across the grain with the second just feather in the Karve razor. If this is the first time you've tuned into the channel, this is an all brass razor. CNC milled and machined in Canada. By a lovely gentleman by the name of Chris. I say lovely because obviously being Chris myself, it's always quite lovely, isn't it? But makes beautiful razors. Now you would think that the market is too saturated at the moment. But since this razor has come along, I've sold every razor in my den pretty much. The only razors left standing in my den right now are my head blade for my head shaves, this bad boy, and my above the tie R1 Calypso. Now, I have to be honest and say that the Calypso will likely be sold if the rest of the plates come for this razor and they shave my head better than the Calypso. Because to be honest, I'm sort of tired. Chopping and changing razors all the time. I don't think it's really required. I think when you find something really, whether you've got a YouTube channel or not, if you find something that's just outstanding and it shaves better than everything you've ever used, why not use it every shave? And that's what I found in the Karve razor and the Christopher Bradley razor. It's just so easy to use, so smooth, so efficient, gets me a close shave every time without really any irritation or any problems. I just absolutely love this razor. Right, here we go again, ready? Dip the tips. And again. Then we just do the same again. We've got that little hollow in there, that little sort of crater. Scoop it into the crater and then just rub it all over. Now, I don't proclaim to be an expert in anything, but my lathering technique has pretty much been flawless since I started using it, since I've changed my technique with it. If you can sort of get to a point where you can use stuff similar to me on camera as I use it, I don't think you'll be too far away from making great lathers pretty much every single lather with pretty much every single soap. It doesn't matter what soap I use, generally I will get stuff like this if I'm using my synthetic brushes. I find the synthetics make better lathers. That's just me personally. I do enjoy the challenge of a natural hair brush. So natural hair brushes are very difficult for me. I don't adapt to them quite as easily as I do to a synthetic. So this is the second use on the feather, and I have to say, it's surprised me so far. I'm getting really a smooth, comfortable second shave here with it. When, if I'm honest, I was only getting sort of 1 shave to 2 shaves out of it. Now, so far, I would say I'm on course for 3 shaves. In fact, that was very comfortable, that shave, this one. Beautiful. Right. The residual slickness now after 3 passes is just incredible. That's feels like ice, like wet ice, just so slick. So round the lips now. But it's a very sharp blade, very sharp. As you can see, I've got a few little weepers down here. Seem to get it with feathers. And that's saying something, considering how smooth and efficient and comfortable this razor is. Wash shave. Just need to get water out so it's filthy. My fantasy football team, well, for you guys in the States and Australia, my fantasy soccer team for the World Cup is blitzing it at the moment. I've been very lucky with my substitutions or my swaps. I had all 6 goals, or all the goal scorers in the England game yesterday. Kane, Lingard and Stones. I had all of them on my team. I then had Sadio Mann in my team, who scored a goal. So I did really well yesterday, and I'm absolutely smashing my sort of mates league. I'm more than double the points of the guy in second. And in the public leagues, which you pay $5 to go into a public league, I'm in 2. So $5 to get in each league. There's 4 teams in each league. First place wins £100, second place wins £40. So I'm sitting second in both, but I'm right on the heels of the guys in first. One of them I'm 10 points behind, the other one I'm like 18 points behind. So with the right sort of substitutions and stuff over the next few days, I could potentially be first on all of them. Very nice. A couple of little weepers floating about, but I'm not too worried about that. I was expecting to get some. The feather blades just do that to me for some reason. And we'll go with cucumber and melon. Humphreys. Really nice witch hazel, high quality witch hazel. You can smell the witch hazel. Nice light burn from it. It's never too intense now that I use the Christopher Bradley razor. I do still feel it, which is nice. So I am going to need a little bit more work on closing up the weepers. But while it's all drying in, I'll just rinse the soap off and go from there. So my giveaways are all up and running. 4 brushes on YouTube and 4 soaps, and the turn and shade brush on Instagram, and also a soap. So if you didn't notice, there is also a soap that will go out to the winner on Instagram as well. So you will still get your choice of a soap on the Instagram giveaway from the Secret Artisan. So I think you're going to have a choice of his version of Fougere, lavender, and Jaffa, which smells like sort of chocolate orange, or to my nose it smells like a Jaffa cake, where you've got that sort of biscuit, that sort of sponge smell with the chocolate and the orange. That's what I get from it. They're all reasonably light scents, but they're very, very, very well blended, very nice scents. And the soap base is really, really excellent stuff. It is vegetal based. So I know a lot of you guys out there are big into tallow, and I have to agree. I do prefer tallow. I find the lathers to be better than most vegetal base, but grooming department, Secret Artisan, Elvado, for my money, are making lathers just as good. And one thing I find with vegetal based soaps, I don't find them as oily. They don't tend to, it's hard for me to explain. I can shave with a vegetal based soap and then use a light balm and I'm fine for the rest of the day. I can go to work and I'm alright, there's no issues. Now when I come home from work, I jump into bed at 2 in the morning. I don't have a shower at that time in the morning. I have my shower before my shift. Now if I use a vegetal based soap, I jump into bed, I'm absolutely fine, no problem. There's no oily residue on my skin at all. If I use tallow based, I've noticed this recently, if I use a tallow based soap and I go to work and I come home, I wear a cap all day. If I shave my head using tallow based soaps or creams, I come home and my head's really greasy, and I have to actually come into this bathroom right here and wash my head at 2 o'clock in the morning with some warm water and some soap and my face, and actually get all that oily residue off so that I can go to bed without putting a big massive grease stain on the pillowcase. So I have noticed that with tallow based soaps. I don't get that with vegetal based soaps. They seem to be a lot less oily, and Secret Artisan soap was a big thing for me with that. When I used it, I could feel the beautiful sort of post-shave moisturisation, and then when I walked away, it stayed with me and I didn't get greasy skin at all. I do find if I use for whatever reason, tallow based soaps, they tend to grease up my skin just a little bit. So there you go, there's another bit of useless information for you. Barrister and Mann, ADAGIO. Glycerol based formula, lovely scent, superb performance. Lather's an absolute treat, you cannot argue with the lather I had. I've had a wonderful shave, just a couple of little weepers here and there, but nothing to write home about. My skin feels incredible, it's a close shave, it's comfortable. The brush performed beautifully, really enjoyed this. It's just a stunning brush, it really is. Look at the colours in there. Absolutely stunning, and there's the logo at the bottom. Brushguy brush. Brushguy.com, lather with excellence. Love this brush, it'll never leave the den, I can assure you. It'll never leave. My Karve razor, Christopher Bradley razor from karveshaving.com. Solid brass. It's actually made in 5 pieces, but it is a 3-piece razor. It literally screws off here. Take the base cap off, and as you can see, I've got a feather blade in there. This was its 2nd use, and the next one was 3rd use, obviously. And I'm just going to push. What I'm actually doing now is I'm pretty much documenting my blades. When I'm finished with them, I'll pop a photograph online with all the dots on there, how many shaves I got from it. I know pretty much how it's going to shave with the Karve razor. If it doesn't work in the Karve razor, it's no good to me, so it'll be getting written off. I'll pop a photograph on Instagram with it saying shit, and that'll be pretty much it. Not working, shit. I'll probably just put shit. And yeah, there we go. It's starting to patina very, very slowly, the brass, but I do clean my razors meticulously after shaving with them to the point of there's no residue or any dust or anything on them. Twisty opens are a bit harder. This one I just light brush with a soft toothbrush, dry it off with a microfiber cloth, put it all back together again with the dry blade inside and put it away. Because I'm daily shaving, I don't need to worry about rust and things like that. And yeah, beautiful. Finished off today with Humphreys Cucumber Melon, and all I can say, guys, is that it's an absolutely stunning shave. Pretty much irritation free, beautiful, soft, silky smooth skin, well hydrated, well moisturised. I can still lightly smell the Adagio, but it just goes away pretty much straight away. I'm getting a little bit of lightness from the cucumber and melon, and that's it really. I'll have a little squirt. I've got a bit of football to watch tonight. I might jump online, have a little bit of a blast on Rocket League, and spend some time with the wife, I think. So you guys stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys in the next shave. Cheers.